over to you with me. Alrighty, so today we're going to be doing a recap of the latest episode of Love After Lockup. Alrighty, so at the room, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe button if you haven't as well. Alright, okay, so I guess we'll just go ahead and jump right in um, on this week's episode. So the episode started off with Rick and Radine. So it picked up where it left off last week with them having Thanksgiving dinner with Radine's family, right? Okay, and so I'm sorry, I'm laughing already. So they were eating dinner, and then they also had Kay, and she was either on FaceTime or some kind of video chat on the phone in the middle of their table. Was Kay on the video chat? So you could tell Rick was he wasn't necessarily the happiest about it, but you could tell it was bothering him some. And so his roommate and quote unquote best friend Robin, she showed up at the house. She came over and ate dinner with them, and she seemed concerned about Kay and about Rick because she was saying she's pretty sure Rick thought they were in a monogamous relationship. Um, because Radine wasn't even like, oh, this is my lady friend or whatever. She's like, this is my girlfriend. Almost like, this is normal, this poly thing that y'all have going on. And so Radine's dad reveals how he found out that Radine liked girls, which that was an interesting story. Okay, and so they end up going home, Rick and Radine. They go home together. We see them in Rick's bedroom. They're kissing and stuff. And then they kick the cameras out because they want some alone time. Right? All right. And so we also get a little teaser clip of Radine talking to her mom. And she was like, she was describing she described what was her favorite prison food to make. And, she described how, she used to sneak in, and steal some items to make her what she was calling chicken balls. And she described how she made them and also how she got caught making them one time. All right. So then it flashes forward to we see them in bed. So it's the next day after Thanksgiving. And they're in bed. And sometimes she just says and does stuff to Rick that just kind of, I'm like, huh? And then I know Reese loves talking about their teeth. She thinks they have nice teeth. And so Radine is telling him that, he has morning breath and is kind of pushing him away from her when he's trying to kiss on her. And she goes on to tell us that the sex was good and that she has stronger feelings for Kay than she does for him. And we see Rick goes downstairs and he starts kissing his dog in the mouth or letting his dog kiss him in the mouth, whichever way you want to say it. I was just like, wait a minute. If you got this lady that you kiss, I don't know, but I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that alone. So he makes them coffee, and she says that she doesn't like it. She's pretty negative, I feel like, around Rick. She doesn't like anything. She says that the coffee at prison tastes better, and that says something. So then we see them in the car, and she calls Kay while they're in the car. All right. So what do you guys think of Rick and Radine this week? Marisa, I know you're gonna say something about their teeth. I'm ready. You see, I got my picture up, so I
So
don't even have to turn my camera off.
no, I'm not gonna talk about the teeth. I went in on them, and I know I was wrong for going in so hard
What?
on their teeth.
Because there were
I'm not
several
gonna go in
times.
on the razor teeth again today.
It's crazy. There
So
were several times where I saw certain things with their teeth, and I was like, "Oh, Reese, don't keep them up about that."
I'm not even gonna go in on them because it ain't. He got some nasty teeth, but hers was scary, and I'm not. I just didn't even look at them this time because I didn't feel like having nightmares tonight of like killer clowns chasing me around trying to bite me with their razor teeth, and so I just didn't look at it. And I look at it. I said I want to keep my eyes above the teeth at all
Mm-hmm.
times, and that's what I did.
Okay.
But no, I think she's super disrespectful. Like I mean, it's one thing that you want them to be like okay, accepting of each other or whatever it is you want. It sounds like she just want Kay, but you want them to be accepting of each
Yeah.
other, whatever. But give the man time because you did just throw this on him. So while you in his house drinking his coffee, whether it's good or bad, sleeping in his bed, you know what I'm saying, doing whatever it is
Mm-hmm.
y'all did, like quit being disrespectful. Just chill out. When
Yeah.
you get back to your dad's house, you want to talk to that girl, whatever. But don't be throwing her on him as if like, well, she's here, so whatever. It's like,
Yeah.
no, give him some time. Be like, hey, this is what it is. So, talk to me. But don't just keep throwing them at her. You know what I'm saying? You
Mm-hmm.
throwing her at him like he already knew, and he's acting shocked, and he's acting like, oh, it's a problem now, but it wasn't a problem when he was in jail. He didn't
Right.
know. The man said, like, I was faithful to you when you was locked up. I thought we was being monogamous. So I feel like she's being real selfish, and she's being
Yeah.
real immature about it. And really, I think he needs to just move on. But I know he feel like he invested all that time, so he don't want to.
Right.
But literally, what is she bringing to the table that's worth anything?
So, what did you think about when she made the statement talking about, yeah, he's waited 10 years for this, but it's only really been 5 years for me? I was like, what was the purpose of you saying that? That's
Yeah,
that was the way I felt. I was like,
there was
huh,
no purpose.
I don't
There
understand
was
this.
none. Her other than her just being messy, showing that like he's been into her longer than she's been
Mm-hmm.
into him. And I get it, like she just saw him as a friend, maybe the first whatever. We should make the relationship stronger, but obviously it didn't because within that 5 years you've been waiting on him, 4 of them you was with another girl. So you really
Mm-hmm.
proved no point.
Right.
So you've been waiting for some, you know what I'm saying, sex from a man for 5 years, but you ain't been waiting on him.
Yeah.
And maybe I don't know, maybe he had to look at it like that. Maybe she not gonna be cheating on him with another man. I don't know. I don't know. That's one of those situations where I feel like now that he knows he got the option to leave now
Yeah.
before it goes any further. But if he stayed, then it's on him
It's on him. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
she's super disrespectful.
Yeah. She really is.
That's all
Yeah,
I have.
this was the episode of disrespect.
Oh
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
that was today's theme.
Yeah.
They
Disrespect.
have their theme episodes, and that was this today's
Mm-hmm.
theme. I think
Yeah.
so many of them pissed me off on this episode. I was
Oh
just
yeah.
like, what the hell? Same with him. What
Hmm.
the hell? I mean, he finally got what he wanted. I think at that point, he needs to just let it go.
Yeah.
You waited 10 years, you got it. Took you 10 years to get it. Going to be up to what, 347 now? Going to get 348.
Yeah. I mean,
Right.
you was a hoe before her. Go ahead, go
Yeah,
finish being a hoe
going
after.
back and being a hoe because she's not feeling you. And I think it's so disrespectful to tell the camera, was I thinking about her while we were? Yes, I was. I
Yeah,
was
you
like,
in his
that's
house.
so even if you really were, I wouldn't put that out for everyone to hear. I wouldn't put that out for him to hear. It would just be like, I was, but I'm not gonna. I would never say it on TV. I'd
No,
tell my
no.
friends, but I wouldn't
Yeah,
say
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
You tell your friends, but you don't go tell the whole world because what if you know what I'm saying? Because Aunt Kay, she's supposed to be in for a long time, so this is who you got right now on the outside.
right. And why would
You
you
gonna
want
ruin
him
that?
to know that? Like,
Yeah,
what? There is something he can't compete with there. Therefore, I don't understand what it is you want from
yeah,
him. So it was just, she's just horrible. She's not a good person. And
Yeah. That's the way she comes off as not a very good person.
yeah, that story of with her getting caught was like, that is not Thanksgiving dinner food time telling.
Right.
And
and
then
she
the
just
fact that she
smiling
had
with
to
them
bring
jagged
up,
teeth.
yeah, and the fact that she had to bring up it was two girls. And the dad was like, yeah, she was doing them both. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Who has that conversation at Thanksgiving?
Right.
At the
I
dinner
just,
table. Period. Ugh.
Right.
I don't get it. So
Mm-hmm.
their whole thing is uh crazy.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see what happens from here on.
Yikes. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
craziness.
So our next couple was Kevin, Tiffany, and Curtis. And I did like that when they introduced them, they put all three of their pictures and names up there. I'm like, okay, thank you. Go ahead and let us know. This is kind of a three-way we got going on. So we find out that Tiffany has been out of prison for two and a half weeks, right? Oh no, I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
the halfway
halfway
house.
house for 2 weeks. Okay, and so she's getting out what is supposed to be today out of the halfway house. so she gets to go home. And so they switch over to Curtis, and we see Curtis is getting ready to pick up Tiffany. Um, so we see Kevin, he's parked in a parking space in front of a building, and Curtis pulls up in his truck and he pulls up next to Kevin. And so instantly the guys recognize each other because apparently they have friends in common or they run with some of the same people. And so Kevin immediately calls Curtis with a K now, he immediately calls Curtis a weenie in a truck, which I don't know. That was a funny little dig at him. And so Tiffany walks out of the building as she walks past Kevin and she walks up to Curtis's truck. Okay, so the guys they're kind of going back and forth, throwing insults at each other, calling each other names. But it was funny to me because the names they were calling, I was like, "Am I watching preschoolers, right? You big weenie! Look at you in your loser car! Look at you in your loser truck!" It was just, I was just like, "Who's gonna say nanny, nanny, nanny?" I was just waiting for one of them to do it. And then I was really looking at the guys, and I'm like, So Curtis with a K, he looks like an older Kevin to me. I don't know. They look a lot alike. So I was like, I guess we can say Tiffany has a type. Okay. And so it was funny because the guys they start squaring up, right? So they're both in each other's face, squaring up, that was funny too. Because here we go with the third grade insults. You look like a third grader. I think that's the way Curtis has said to Kevin. I'm like, come on, guys, y'all don't have anything like. I mean, do y'all need me to fly in and throw the insults for y'all? I can do that. You know, cash at me. I'll come and I can handle you know y'all's verbal scoring because this is not what's up. So they are squaring up, and Curtis with K is trying to call Kevin little, but it looks like both of them are little guys.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what was really funny to me too. And so, in true we fashion, the show ends, but right as it ends, Kevin hits Curtis with a K, and Curtis with a K falls down. He fell down like a baby doll, a little rag doll.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute. Now you was just up in this man's face, waving your hand like you was gonna do something. You let him hit you one time. This guy that you said looked like a third grader. Okay, so let me hear y'all's opinions of
That
Kevin.
that
Tiffany
is the
Curtis with
ultimate.
a K.
Stop underestimating the little man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if he thought because he was so little and scrawny, his hit wasn't gonna hit powerfully. I think I watched that. I did. I rewound that side like
I did.
about 10, 15 times, and I died laughing every time he went.
Yeah.
And he kind of paused at the end. It was like I think he even turned into the fetal position.
You know what? It was crazy because when he started talking trash, he like put his hands behind his back. People
Yeah.
kind of push out their chest, and then he got hit and he fell over, and his arms were still in that same position.
He ain't try to
Yeah,
soften the fall or nothing.
he didn't even
He
try to
was
break
Just
his
like,
fall. I was like, I know his shoulder is hurting after hitting that cement, that
Oh
asphalt.
gosh.
yeah.
Well, the disrespect continues with this couple because how dare Kevin
Yeah,
call her a tramp, call her a slut, call her
right,
anything when she actually had a valid point as to why she didn't want Kevin there. She really
right.
wanted to get herself established, and they're friends. Although I don't kiss my friends on the mouth like that, but hey,
Yeah,
they're friends. Um, because she even said nothing physical has happened between them. He said nothing physical happened to them.
yeah,
So maybe it was more like a brotherly kiss. Although again, the kiss kind of threw me a little bit, but hey, whatever. But how dare he? I was sitting there like,
yeah,
and I have to admit, I gave Tiffany a lot of credit to just keep walking because at first I really didn't think she knew who he was because she walked right by him like, I don't know you.
yeah.
But it's like to me, it took a minute for her to register who he was.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But more power to her to just keep ignoring him and walking around and putting her stuff in the truck and hopefully was hoping that they would leave. But
Yeah.
Curtis with a K thought he was gonna be big and bad. And then you also see at the end when she said, Oh, excuse me. She said he's stuck with me now,
Hmm.
and she had that evil laugh, and I was like, "Oh crap,
Wait, wait, what was that?
Kevin's in
When she
for
was
it."
in the van talking to the producers.
When she was talking to the producers, when she was doing her, it was something. I don't know if it was a preview or what,
Oh, see,
but
I don't think I
she
saw no
said,
preview.
"He's stuck with me now," and she gave this like weird, evil
Who was
grin
stuck with her though?
smile, huh?
Curtis or
And
Kevin?
Curtis with a
I
K.
think it's gonna be Kevin she's stuck with.
Oh, it's gonna be Kevin.
Yeah, because remember she's supposed to be at Kevin's house, right?
No, she's going to Curtis with a K.
No, right. But I think
She
Kevin
was
was
supposed to parole.
original.
Oh, was the original house? And she's
Yeah,
going.
so I guess Curtis got his feelings hurt and she had to go back to Kevin. And but the look on her face, well, I was like, "Oh, Kevin, might you thought blonde was a headache. Looks like she might actually be your headache."
But it looks like he likes the headaches. But hey, check this out. So it was one part I was like, what's going on when she was getting into the van, I guess to talk to the producers. I was like, I know she don't have a third man here trying to pick her up. At first, and I was like, oh, that's the producers in the van. Okay. But it was weird. All of a sudden, because she was in the truck, and then she gets out the truck, and you see her trying to get into the van. And it looked like she's having a little bit of a problem, but she's trying to get into the van. I'm like, who is in this van that she's getting in there with? So yeah, so I had a little moment there where I'm like, oh god, here we go. Any other
So,
side? Yeah.
I don't know. Were you done, Johnny?
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah. So I agree with Johnny in the sense that Kevin shouldn't have been there because she did ask him not to, and she did. Like when she explained
Hmm.
why, and maybe she should have talked to him a little bit about that. Like maybe we're going too fast, and I'm just gonna have a friend pick me up, and then I want to like take my time to get to know you a little better on the outside because jumping straight into a relationship is scaring me now or whatever. Maybe she should have been honest. I don't know. But either way, it's her decision. So when he shows up, I mean, obviously whatever happened and he sees it's his own fault because he shouldn't have been there. But at the same time, I would have did the same thing he did. I would have been like, okay, you went from we talking and it's going like this, and it's all of a sudden, oh, I can't pick you up, and just like I'm just supposed to just be like, okay, all right, I would have went too. So I understand why he went. But I was looking because I'm like, so Curtis was, I guess, a little skinnier, taller and skinnier, and then
Hmm.
Kevin is a little shorter and like maybe more built or whatever. I don't know, because I don't think he's fat. And then, but I mean, even just looking at how they talk to each other, even though
Yeah.
they both was immature, I put my money on Kevin like in the beginning. So if it turns out that Curtis gets up and knocks Kevin out, I'm gonna be shocked because when he hit him, I was like, I saw that coming because Curtis or Kevin didn't really look like the talker, where Curtis kind of to me comes off as the talker. So I kind of saw that by the way he's running his mouth, and then when he gets out, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. And then I had to. The funny part was I had to rewind it back because the police. It was a police or something out there. Right?
Hmm.
It looked like, or I don't know. I thought it was a police out there. I don't know what that was. It
It's
kind of
possible
looked
because
like,
they were at the halfway house.
yeah.
Hmm.
So it looked like it was a cop out there with them. So I had to rewind it because I think I looked away for just a second when he had put his hands behind his back, and then when I
Hmm.
looked up, that's when I saw him just go fall like a lumber, like a piece of
Yeah.
lumber.
Yeah, he did. He felt like a tree.
I was like, there was no bend of the knees, bend of the hands, move of the shoulder. He just like timber.
Yeah.
No, it was like
Gosh.
I was like, did he get knocked out? Like what happened? Because it's almost like he went unconscious. I was like, it to me, it looked like when that big black dude, I can't think of his name, but he's always hit people in the street. Um, dang, and it'd be one hit too, and they'd be like blah 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 blah, and they was out, and they was
Oh,
sleep.
Debo
Yeah,
Friday.
no, not Debo from Friday. It was a real dude in real life. Like he used to hit people in the street for real in real life.
Oh,
And I want to say he became like a UFC or a fight. I don't know, something professional off of it. Kimbo or something. Kimbo. I
Oh,
think it's
Kimbo
him.
Slice.
Yeah, him.
Hmm.
So it reminded me of that because I was like, dang, dude, that was a clean shot and a clean. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't even try to defend his face, no nothing. Like he didn't care about nothing,
Yeah, he didn't.
but just saying nah nah the boo boo. I was like,
But you know what?
so, but I thought.
Yeah.
Well, when he first went down, I had to rewind. I was like, did he have handcuffs on? Did dude just hit him and he had handcuffs on? I was like, Now that's not cool. He hit him with handcuffs, and then when I rewinded, I'm like, oh no, he just casually put his hands behind his back.
Yeah.
Who does that in the middle of an argument? If I'm gonna walk up to you and be like, blah blah blah, whatever, blah blah blah, I'm not gonna put my hands behind my back and put my hand, you know what I'm saying? Unless I think either one, you ain't gonna hit me.
Yeah, he
Or
thought
two.
that they were going to be fighting with their words.
He
even though
thought
it's not-
his hit was going to be like a little slap because he was little.
He was
And
like,
he
hit
was
me,
totally.
hit me. Is what he thought.
Exactly. That's what he thought. He thought it
It
was
was like,
Yep.
and
And
it
then
was
his
like,
you boo-boo head. You know,
yeah,
that's what he thought. He's slapping me.
yeah. I guess he thought he was gonna hit him with a rubber toy or something. Like,
Yeah.
he was not. I don't think he really thought he was squaring up for that.
But did
I
y'all
don't
see,
either.
like, his confidence level went really high when she did get into the truck with him. It was like,
Yeah,
yeah,
it
I
did.
won. I would have just drove off from that point.
Yeah, because then at that point you won. She got in the car with you. She ignored him.
Now she's sitting there looking at you like,
yeah, now you on the ground.
Yeah.
Looking like you had handcuffs on, and you didn't. You're on the ground wearing your invisible handcuffs.
exactly.
Trying to act like that's why you couldn't hit him back. Like they pulled my hands back. I couldn't hit him. Nobody touched me. So
That is
Kevin.
funny.
But yeah. So I didn't see the crazy eyes because I was like trying to watch it on my on demand, and it was just like it went from like if I watch on YouTube 104 minutes to 140. I was like, oh yeah, I'm not watching 40 minutes of commercials.
Yeah, her eyes, I'm telling y'all, she turned into this weird little evil witch boy. I was like, ooh, Kevin in for a treat.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I remember that part, but I just can't remember where she was at. I don't know why, for some reason, I was thinking she was in the confessional, but I mean, in that van, but maybe she was in the confessional. But, I told you I was a little weirded out when she was getting into the van. But yeah, hey, Sean.
Hey.
Good afternoon.
Hey, Sean.
Yeah, so we're over here talking about Kevin, Tiffany, and Curtis
Timber.
McKay
Look,
and fight.
Log.
And
Curtis.
Paul Bunyan.
Except he ain't Paul Bunyan. He's Paul Bunyan's tree.
Yeah.
Paul Bunyan don't fall like that.
Yeah. But I guess he's been watching a lot of Paul Bunyan, maybe, and that's how he thinks you're supposed to fall down. I don't know, but that was craziness. Absolute craziness.
It was almost like somebody like slid like something under his foot real quick, like a rug or something.
Yeah. Like he was doing the broom challenge.
Yeah.
Man.
I was like,
he had to be knocked out in the middle of that to fall and not brace himself.
Yeah. I'm like, or then when he got hit, he just went down because he was so embarrassed. I don't know. I can't understand it.
I'm trying to figure out how did he keep himself so straight? Because I feel like if he wasn't knocked out, he would have, moved his arm to help,
It was a stun.
Yeah.
Like it was like, but it was like a hit to the maybe he hit him a nerve shocked, and it was like
he caused the
like
nerve.
temporarily paralyzed. Yeah, he got hit in the nerve. He ain't just hit him in the face; he hit him in a nerve in the face, and it's like down. But if I was Tiffany, I'd have got out of that car and got into the I would have got out the truck and got into the car because I'd be like, ain't no way.
Yeah, like, come on, baby, let's worry about him.
I'm like, you gonna get up or you just gonna lay there? And if he kept laying there, like, we must go to the car because that's embarrassing.
We're like, where was the big old bad guy sitting there talking all that shit?
Yeah, last time I checked, you had a good few inches on him, and he just knocked you out like that. Okay,
that's crazy.
All right. And then, and one last thing I was gonna say before Sean go. So, boy is like, I'm gonna make the most of all this. I'm gonna do this and do this, and I'm gonna, whatever she wants, I got because I want to be with her. I'm in love with her. And then she gets in the car with him saying she didn't want to go with Kevin because she heard he was a ladies' man and that he, he a player and she don't want no relationship, so she calls a friend. And I'm like, well, dang, that's embarrassing when he goes back and watches that too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm picking you up as your friend, your homie. And it's like, here I am doing this, but you saying you not want to be picked up by him because you don't want the relationship. But here I am thinking that you called me because you want the relationship. I'm preparing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got knocked out.
Texas waffle.
Right.
They got laid out. You gonna give it up this time, Tiffany.
Okay, so Sean, what did you think about Kevin, Tiffany, Curtis with a K, and the knockout?
Yeah, that was a knockout. I think he must have gave him a concussion because that's how the football players be when they get hit, they just be frozen. So I was like, man.
Yes, he was
He
frozen.
paralyzed that man.
Hmm. But yeah, 'cause that is crazy because like you said, she don't want to be with him because he's a ladies man. You asked the other dude to come pick you up. He thinking that he got something, and then he wound up getting knocked out. So he done lost the fight and he lost the girl. Uh,
We don't know if he lost a girl yet.
oh yeah, he lost that girl.
Yeah, he lost. He lost.
He lost the girl because you know good and well if you out in the streets with your man get knocked out by another man that wants to be with you, you're gonna step over your man and go walking with the other
Well,
man to the bank.
I mean, cause I know he feels some kind of way. Like he thought caught himself getting out the car to defend him calling her a hoe. Like you called her. You said she what?
Right.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
I wouldn't do that, Sean. I wouldn't
Huh?
walk over him.
Oh, you wouldn't walk up? Oh, you'd have went around him. Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah. Yeah, you'd have went around and looked at him and said,
No,
I'd have
I
got
would
his
have gave
privacy
him
and
one
left
more
both of them, you know.
opportunity to show me he could defend myself.
So I know what she would have did. She would have called me, girl. Let me tell you about this lame. He was
Oh
uh,
talking all this
gosh.
Once
stuff.
again, I didn't have my dusty glasses on because this old dusty.
Too funny.
yeah, yeah. So, dude, like y'all was saying, he should have got in the car and the truck and drove off. You
He
know,
was winning.
Yeah, yeah.
there's nothing to prove. He had nothing to prove. And
Mhm.
she gave him a little kiss, but I think she just kissed him to make old boy.
I would have looked back at old boy as I was driving after she gave that kiss and looked back and smiled at him and pulled out.
Yeah, yeah. And then too, I'm like, he did all that fussing, Kevin, right? Did all that fussing and cussing her out and all that disrespectful stuff. Uh, why would she wants to go with him, even if she did, if you know, even though he did knock her boy out, but why would you go to that? You know, you see what type of person he is, you know,
Yeah,
and
he's
he's a
childish.
ladies man. Yeah,
Yeah.
so mm,
As
but
soon as he gets mad, that goes to insults. So
hmm yeah, and to me, I don't think that he really wants her. I think it's just another notch that he wants to be able to say that he had sex with a prisoner, you know, ex-con, ex-con sex, and hope that she bring in one of her girlfriends or something. Yeah, so yeah, he what you call it. But a dude was still on the ground, so yeah,
yeah, so
yes.
I'm almost wondering if Tiffany is going to turn into the Radine once she gets out. Is still, oh, I got a girl on the inside, or trying to meet up with her because that's kind of the vibes that I'm getting. I don't think she's really necessarily into either one of those dudes like that. So I'm almost feeling like that's going to be the situation, probably.
Maybe.
You know,
Mhm. Now, is she paroled to his house?
That's what I thought.
I thought
I,
she was rolling to Kevin's house, but
I
maybe.
thought she was, yeah, I thought she was at Kevin's.
Yeah, Kevin's house.
Uh, oh, okay.
That's why I don't know how she had somebody else picking her up. Unless she last minute changed it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I guess we can move on to Harry and Indy.
Hmm.
All right. So it picks up. We see Indy. She's cleaning up the house, and she is telling us that Harry stayed out all last night. Okay. So Indy says she does not know where he is, and finally Harry shows up. So he comes in at 10 a.m. And they kind of argue a little bit. It doesn't get loud, but they are talking back and forth. And so Harry says, "Is that granted? I know the first time he said something similar to this, he wasn't talking to her. He was talking to his friend the night before. But he said to Indy, he's like, so are you going to stay with me, um, even though I don't apologize and I do you wrong?" So I'm like, okay, Harry Harry is basically say I'm almost wondering if Harry wants to end things, but he wants her to end them because this is the second time he said something similar to this, right? Okay, and so his family they come over because they want to do like a redo of their release night, and so Indy takes all the kids and she takes them out. We don't know where they go, but clearly, she's taking them out so that the adults can, have their time together, which I thought that was nice of her to do. And so, he apologizes to his family, and then he asks them about Indy, which is kind of funny to me. Like, they all nobody necessarily just said anything mean about her. Of course, they said the same things that they've been saying. They were kind of concerned with how fast she's moving and that she's bringing her daughter into the situation. And so, Harry and his mom they go off to a bedroom to go have a talk. And Harry he reveals the pain that he has been holding in since childhood and about his stepdad. And it was a very touching moment. It had me in my feelings, and him and his mom they end up hugging and crying together, which I was just like, oh, I'm telling you, I had the feelings. And so next we see that they're in the car together, Andy, Harry, and the daughter Nicola. And so Harry is driving, and all of a sudden the police get behind him. And so, Harry's like, oh my gosh, I'm about to get pulled over. He's like, if I'm about to go to jail, I'm going to run this time. I was like, oh, Lord. And so it's revealed that Harry is driving, but Harry doesn't have his driver's license. Right. And so he gets pulled over. He ends up getting a ticket for driving without a license, and that ends up being it. And they actually, drive off. And so Harry, kind of glances down at his ticket or whatever, and he sees that his race is listed as white. And he's like, why am I listed as white? I'm not white. And so that's kind of, oh, I forgot. When they were in the car, they were actually headed to go see a psychic. Andy had set up an appointment for them to go. And so Harry's kind of saying that, he doesn't believe in them. He feels like they just kind of tell you what you want to hear. And, so that's where they were going to be going. So that was pretty much Harry and Indy this week. Any thoughts on Harry and Indy?
Okay. So so Harry gonna end up in trouble the way he acting as far as like staying out, not coming home, stuff like that. I get why everybody is saying, you need to do this, because they trying to keep him out of jail. He don't see the big picture because he see that he had more freedom in jail, but really he didn't. You know what I mean? He just don't see that. Now you got people around you that actually care about your well being and that don't want you in trouble. Yes, when I don't know what I was gonna call Wendy. Indy is coming off a bit much, but at the same time, I mean, she invested in this dude as far as uprooted her life, came down there to be with him, sitting through the cheating, through everything. So yeah, she want to keep him out of trouble too. She want to keep him from cheating. She want to keep him from going to jail. She want to keep her child with her poppy daddy. So she got to do what she got to do. And if it means she got to be a little strict on him because he's just being too much, like, I mean, if I feel like if nobody says anything, then he really going to be out of control. Yeah, they not his parents. He only got his mom, and the mom, you know what I'm saying, as of right now, hasn't really had a conversation at the moment where she was talking to him, at least. So I you know what I'm saying, I get it. He's grown. He's been in jail. Like, it ain't much anybody probably can tell him right now because they ain't like he's scared to get in trouble. He probably like at this point it'd be better to go back. But I really do wish he would like stop being like so selfish for a minute and just realize they really got his best interest at heart. And he seems like he understood that when he was talking to his mom, because like when the mom was like, yeah, she got you calling her poppy daddy and this and that, he was like, no, that girl, he was like, don't get it mixed up with somebody being like obsessed versus having really good intentions or whatever. Yeah, dedication. And he was like, this woman got good intentions. And I really do think Indy does have good intentions, like, because I really do think she really does love that dude. She just don't know how to express because she kind of immature herself, and her life revolves around what the psychic tell her. But whatever, but do I think she doesn't like really want to be with this man, marry this man, whatever, and want it to work? Yeah, of course she does. She wouldn't have moved down there if she didn't. So I am glad that Harry stuck up for her on that end of it, because even though Indy's off and a little weird and probably make some bad decisions in a sense, I don't think she's there to be a negative influence or do anything wrong to the man. She's there because she loves him. So regardless if she went about it the right way, her reasoning for being there is good intentions.
Yeah. But see, that's the one thing also that stuck out to me is that in that moment, he, he was like, wait a minute, don't get it twisted. You know, she has dedication for me. So it's like he knows what's the
Yeah.
right thing and what he should be doing by her. But I think it's just that kind of immaturity. He's been in
Yeah.
prison, has been out in the real world, that he can't allow what he know he should be doing and the way he should be looking at her. Um, he
Mhm.
won't allow that to oversee him wanting to be able to do his own thing.
Yeah. And I mean, and that's understandable too, in the sense that he never got to do his own thing because he's been locked up since he was a kid. But at the same time, that was his fault. He lost his childhood because he couldn't stay out of trouble. Which now we know why he lived such a troubled life. He was in an abusive household, had to, what I'm saying, do what he had to do to survive, because they were like, regardless if you had brought money home or not, we would have found food. So we know he had a really even rougher upbringing than what he been talked about. So we understand the closeness with the sisters and why they kind of all also have kind of a tough exterior, even the sisters. Like, you don't see them being super loving because they ain't really have that, I don't think.
Yeah,
And
because he
so,
has one sister. She's tough.
yeah,
Yeah,
the one who came back with the mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, I don't know. I mean, it would be nice if he could grow up, but I still feel like he's still so young. Like, he's still a kid. He's only 23. So it's like, as much as you want him to mature because he don't want to go back down the wrong path, it's gonna be hard because what else does he know? You know what I mean? And it's not like Indy has a lot of experience with these great relationships that she could teach him anything. Because I mean, from the looks of it, like, I don't see her talking about her dad, nor or either one. Well, I guess the oldest one lives with the dad, but that relationship didn't work. She ain't with the youngest dad. You know what I mean? So it's not like she's got like a whole lot to look at and have examples of either. So I don't know. But and then when it comes to the police thing, like when he said he gonna run, the first thing I thought was like, okay, you got that little girl in the back. Don't do nothing stupid. Like, if the police take you out to arrest you, at least at the least get out and run. Like, don't go on a car chase. Like, I was like, please don't let him do nothing stupid.
Yeah,
like
see,
that.
my thing was I didn't want him to do anything. If they were gonna arrest him, I want him to get out, get arrested safely, get in the car. Don't allow anything that could conspire that could make her get hurt, or for her to see something that she just will never forget.
Yeah, and I understand that too, but I was like, if he's gonna be stupid and run, at least get out and run. Like, don't run with the car. It's my
Yeah.
biggest thing. Like, I'd rather him take out running, they chase him, and he get down the street, that he gets shot. Whatever. I know either way it would be scary, but just don't do it with the vehicle that the little girl's in, because then that's how the little girl gets shot. But yeah, it was kind of dumb of him to be driving again and dumb of her to let him drive if he ain't got his license. But hopefully when he go to court, 'cause I don't know how that works, if he would go back to jail or something for that after that. So hopefully it work out. Whatever gonna happen ends up all right. Look, I'm glad they could laugh it off about him being called white and move on. And I guess we'll see what happens when he go to court.
Yeah. All right. So, any other thoughts on Harry and Indy?
Yeah, the I kind of laugh about the white thing too, the being pulled over because because that goes away, that takes away that pull me over because I'm black, thing. So
Yeah.
a cop put on that white, but the reason why he got pulled over because he was driving too slow. And I
But
believe
then
that
he swerved onto the yellow line.
he swerved to the yellow line. That's what happened.
Mm.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, it was both of them.
gotcha. Yeah, because I was gonna say the driving too slow thing. That was because uh, that's the first thing that they assume that you have drugs in your car and do trafficking, and so they wants to make sure because if you do the speed limit to the people out there, if you do the speed limit, you should be good. Now, if you go a little bit over the speed limit, don't do no more than five. Don't do five under. Don't do under. Just do the speed limit or five, and then the cops won't mess with you. But if you go under, they're gonna most definitely stop you because they're gonna say that's normally one of the tricks that drug dealers do when they take it from New York to Miami down 95, at least on 95. I don't know which road they was on, but that's just a little help y'all out there because you're gonna be illegal. Try to be smart about it because you don't want the cops to pull you over. All
Oh
right.
yeah, I was in the car one time with my son going under the speed limit and they pulled him over. They pulled us
Yeah.
over.
Mhm.
Luckily he didn't get hit, but they did pull him over.
Yeah. So that was that on that. Now the comment that the in the yeah, I do think that he wants Indy to break off with her because I believe he knows because how he had said she's dedicated. He knows that she's a good woman and that she would do right by him and she would, try to help him out. But I think he don't want that. All he feels that he probably don't deserve that. But that's something that he's gonna have to work on because if he do break off with Indy as he move on, and then someone else come along, another good woman happen to come in his life, then he's can't have that mindset. Well, I've done all these bad things. I don't deserve a good woman, or because of his bad childhood, I don't deserve a good woman. But so he's gonna have to work on that. Um, the conversation with the mom, uh, I was a little touched, but then I also was a little upset because I get you had your problems when you was a kid with the stepfather and all that type of stuff. I just didn't appreciate the language with his mother, because he could have explained stuff with his mom differently, without the cussing and without being disrespectful. Yeah, you was hurt, because we all grow up and we all have problems that we feel that our parents should have done better. And if you had that relationship with your parent that you can talk to them, then that's good. But when you get that opportunity to talk to them, be respectful, because uh, yeah, because with me, I, I I just don't like when people do that. Yeah, because I get it. You was hurt. Because and cry about it. Yeah, hug about it, all that type of stuff. But you ain't got to be disrespectful because you don't know what the mom was going through. Because he made the comment about how you didn't have to work, we was going to eat, we can find food and all that type of stuff. Yeah, you can say that now, but then if you had gone through it then you'd be down, probably upset that we had to struggle to find some food to eat. Yeah, you here and all this type of stuff. So that's why I was like,
I think he was saying he rather has struggled to find food than to be left in a household with a man that's beating them. It ain't even their dad.
mhm.
Yeah, that's the way I had to kind of.
Yeah, because
Yeah, I get that, but the mom already feel bad for what happened.
Yeah,
So say that I'd rather you have done this instead of that.
but maybe
I
she didn't know how deep they
right.
felt.
Yeah, so if they would have talked to her then maybe she could have
You
worked
can't
something
say
out.
as a kid
Yeah,
talking.
I get that, but also to me, now you can't come back 20, 10, 15 years later and be like, well, you should have did this, you should have did that. Then if you're gonna say that, then you should have done something too. Because she don't know what to do. She don't know what's going on. Because he made the comment about how I had to lie to you and about he did something to my forehead and I lied to it. I couldn't believe that you believed that. Well, why would she not believe it if you told her? So she could have pulled him on the side because he talked about what if or couldas. So I'm saying the same thing. What if or coulda? You could have done something different too. So don't just put all of it saying that
But
your
he probably didn't want to tell the truth, and then that dude beat him again. But he was just saying, I had to lie to you. Like, this is the type of stuff we was going through.
Yeah, I get that. I understand all that. But what I'm saying is he's making her feel worse off by saying that you put us in this predicament. And if you would have did this to stop us from being in that predicament, then we wouldn't have went through all of that. But she don't know. She don't know up front. So if he would have talked to him then, also, like I said, woulda, coulda. It could have been to where if he would have told her something, then she could have moved and probably like, okay, I don't want you around my kids, and she could have moved him away or got rid of him. You know, because
I think that his takeaway from that is that maybe he felt like he couldn't go to her. She wasn't going to get this guy out of her life, even if he told her. So it's just kind of like, letting her choose. Because in essence, she chose that man over her kids. If your kids have carried this trauma into adulthood from things that your man did,
but
and this
my thing, yeah, because I understand all that, but what I'm saying is she didn't choose because she didn't have an opportunity to choose. because they didn't give her that chance to choose whether she choose the kids over the man because she didn't know what the man was doing. Now, if she knew what the man was doing and she still stayed in that situation, then yeah, she chose. But she didn't know because he said that he didn't tell her. So to me, it's like you punishing her for something she didn't know about, and that's not fair for her. That's what I'm getting at.
I ain't see it as repunishing. I saw it as him finally telling her something that he couldn't tell her, like something that he held in. But then if he had a left it at you didn't do this and do that and stormed out, then yeah. But he said, but like I love you. And I wouldn't have made it out the system if something had happened to you. And he's like, he constantly thought. So I'm assuming that dude probably was abusive to her too. But I feel like because he closed that bridge at the end with you know what I'm saying? But I love you, and I don't hold this against you type thing. But it's something that he needed to get off his chest. Like I think that's a moment they both probably needed. Like she needs to know, like, okay, even if it was years later that this did happen, but he's saying he's not holding it against her on that level, but he's saying this is why he allowing this girl to call him Poppy Daddy, because he's sick of seeing these men who ain't about nothing and these kids growing up with men who ain't about nothing, and he trying to be something and allowing this little girl to have a dad.
Yeah.
Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, and I think it's also letting her know because he did say that there was a lot of physical abuse. So I'm thinking that stepdad was abusing the mom. He abused the kids. So I don't know. Maybe she didn't realize he was abusing her kids too. That was Harry letting her know. We suffer too. I have scars too from this.
Well, because he didn't say that I saw him abuse you, I didn't take it as he was being abused, that she was being abused. I took it as she was at work all the time, and because she was at work, she wasn't there to see them getting abused.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so-
He was at work to hide from him.
So the
So
way
that
I
right.
had a conversation, which I mean, we can see a conversation, the same conversation differently. I took it as she was getting abused, and but the kids were also getting abused too. So it wasn't just her getting the kids endured it too. Because he even had brought up, he said about his sisters. I was like, dang, everybody in that.
yeah, but because he brought up the sisters and he brought up himself,
Yeah.
I don't see him being that type of person that would not have brought up the mom as well.
Right.
Yeah. So because I don't see him as that type of person, because to me it was trying to make to me it came off that he was making the mom feel bad and guilty for the mom leaving them. The abuse that she did was she left them. He abused them physically, and she didn't do anything about it. Because when she came home and he had told her that he had hurt himself, he was like, I can't believe that you believed that situation.
Yeah,
So
because it's like he beat you. So why would you not think he could beat me? So I think that's where that was coming from. It's like he beat you. So why did you believe me when I said that I just fell off the bed? It should have been thought of. Wait, he abused me, so he's probably abusing my kids.
mm,
And that's the same thing. I would think if you would put your hands on me, and if I left my kids, you would probably put your hands on them too. That's what would be my, but it's not.
yeah, because I was in when I was in the military, I knew this man, and he was a racist, but he was married to a black woman.
Because he had
loved
a
the
fetish.
black woman, so he loved the black woman. He wasn't racist towards her, but he was racist towards all black people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, 'cause-
it's possible to where that he beat the kids and not beat the black woman because he had a problem with the woman's son, because she came in with a son. So he had a problem with the son, because he used to always talk about the son and he would make racial comments towards about the son, but he never said anything about the wife. So it is possible that the boy and the kids got beat, but the mom didn't get beat.
See, but I find that hard I mean, I know it's not impossible that a step parent is beating the children, and that other person don't know it, and it's just because they just work a lot. Like I just don't see it. Like I feel like if it's just so perfect, like why are your kids always hurt when you're not around? Like why are your kids always getting hurt when you're not there? But when you're there, they're never getting hurt.
Well, it's like she was never there. That's what I got too. I
don't think it wasn't that she was never there.
No, she said I worked 18 hours. She said I worked a lot of hours. And so he said, I know. But I think it was the frustration from the step parent to take it out on the kids because she wasn't around. I don't think he abused the mother.
I think so. And then maybe it's because I came from that environment. So I know what it's like to have a stepdad and then a mom who worked longer, like worked 2 jobs and wasn't there, but she was there. That way, it wasn't like she was always never there, but she did work 2 jobs. And I think part of it is because she had to take care of her kids and this man. And then the other part was that she probably didn't want to be there. You know what I mean? So it could be a lot playing into it. And I think it's like we just all like, I guess we see it from different view lenses than what y'all seeing it through. Right. And I'm seeing it from a personal perspective of I've been where he's at.
Yeah, I can't speak for being in that situation. All I can speak to is the fact that it was on camera. And I think as a parent, if my daughter came to me about something that happened to her as a child, I would want that conversation to be personal and not be on the camera and me hear about it for the first time. I wouldn't want to be thrown into it like the way he threw her into that conversation. It really didn't give her a chance to, I guess, make an excuse or say why it happened the way it did. I don't really know that part of it, but I get where he was trying to defend being a stepfather figure to the little girl, but that doesn't, she was just saying, are you comfortable with being called daddy? You know,
but it just triggered it for him though.
And it triggered him with that question. And that was just, I just don't think on camera was the way to handle that conversation.
Probably not, but they didn't have the conversation off camera. Like they had it on camera, and you can't really say when a person's trigger is going to be, you know what I mean? Like everybody, we see he can't control his temper like that. So every little blow up he's had has been on camera because that's the only thing we're going to see. You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like if something triggers him, it's going to come out right then and there. So like, maybe they got to walk on eggshells when they talk to him when they're on camera if they don't want something crazy to come out, because obviously he had a troubled childhood, so you never know what's going to come out of y'all's personal life, being that he had a troubled childhood, period.
And to me too, with being the role model as a stepfather thing, do it. Don't just say it. Don't say I want to accept her as my daughter because I grew up without a father, she grew up without a father, you grew up without a father, and all that stuff. But the first chance to get the cops to pull you over is like, I'm gonna run. And you're not thinking about that child. When you're angry with your sister and you're walking down the hallway, you're like, move, bro, move. Right. You're thinking about that child. So if he's gonna say that stuff, then don't just say it. Be about it.
Be about it, yeah.
And I think he wants to, but he's 23.
Yeah, and you have to. Yeah, so if you're gonna be a father, you have to mature, and you have to mature quick.
Yeah, but you gotta think. Yeah, but that's if you become a real father. You talk about becoming a pretend father, like saying you gotta mature quick. I think you get them feelings naturally when you really become a dad, but if you just becoming a step parent, I don't think it's not as natural, especially for a man.
I agree with you, but he said he wants to be he's stepping in.
He said, but he's 23.
Yeah, then don't say it then.
Don't say it, yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like the dude is conflicted on what he wants, because he's also saying like it's almost like he want to push India away, but he wants to marry her.
Right, because yes, he is, because he's 18. He's not 23. he's 18. He's going back to where he's picking up where he left off before he went into prison, because that's all he knows is from that point forward. The 18 to 23 time frame is in prison, so he knows that life and he know how to live like that. On the outside, everything from 18 and younger. So he's still acting like he was when he was 18. So if he wants to say that I'm going to step up and be a stepfather for this kid, then he has to figure out how to step up.
But he
And
keeps
he
saying
can't be coming
overwhelmed
out.
too.
Yeah, he can't be going out at 10, staying out late. He can't be doing all that disrespecting the kid, the mom, and all that type of stuff. And he might do because he don't have a father figure, or he didn't have one, so he don't know how to act like a father. So he needs help.
Yeah.
He needs to, so
Yeah, it's like he knows what he needs to do, but it's like that immaturity won't allow him to do what he needs to do.
Yeah.
Because he
And
says all the right things, so he clearly understands what he's supposed to be doing. But I think
yeah,
it's just that immaturity factor that won't let him.
because I was gonna say technically he do have a father figure, and that is that stepfather, because he just got to do the opposite of what that stepfather showed him,
Yeah.
and then
I don't
he
think
can
it's
be
that
a
easy.
better father, huh?
I don't think it's that easy.
What? No, it's not easy. Even if you have a father figure,
I know, but that's what I'm saying. But to say just do the opposite, like
but yeah, because if that from what he saw the stepfather did, and he didn't appreciate all of that, what he did, he need to make sure that he don't have that same characteristics as that stepfather. So
and
he
see,
got
them
to do
characteristics might just be hitting the kid, but maybe the dad didn't stay out all night.
But there's more to that though, because you're not going to just hit a kid for no reason.
Yeah,
And
but
you
that's what
have,
I'm saying. So
and you have that attitude, and you have that anger, you have that frustration, all that stuff that he has, because he has the same anger, he has the same frustration. He talking about he feel like he's more free in prison than he was out here in the free world, because he don't know no better, because he got a whole lot of built-in frustration that the stepdad that was beating on them kids, built-in frustration, uh, filled
But
in for whatever his reasons for not being where he wants to be, so he take it out on the children.
yeah, and I think also like when he was in prison, he had a structured life. They told him when he had to get up, when he had to go to work, when he had to make his bed. But now it's like he's out and he feels like he should just have the freedom and no one should say anything to him. And he doesn't realize that, granted, yeah, you're free on the outside, but you still have responsibilities. It's just that nobody is over. You still have to answer for some of the things that you do.
Right.
Yes, I'm grown, I have my own place, but there's still certain things. I have a job and I can't just walk in there whenever I want to or cuss out whoever I want to. There's still rules even though you are free.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just going to be things that people are going to expect from you. Like you staying out all night long and you're in a relationship and not calling her and saying anything. That's not okay.
Yeah. And I got one last thing, and about
Sure.
the accent about she's moving too fast.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know Johnny said this once before in the past, and I agree with it. Is that it's always you're not moving too fast when you want my money. I'm in prison, I'm sending you my money. I'm not moving too fast then. So
Right.
now, yeah, we got the. Well, it's time to return. I need something. You got to show me something. I done gave you all this money now. We done been talking for this long time frame. Now let's move forward. And you was promising me that you was down with it when you was in prison. Don't
Right.
come down talking about, oh, we moving too fast. I need to grow up. I need my space. No, you should have said something then and let me know then. So not now, because now you're making me confused. Because that goes with the Kevin situation. We good in prison, we good, but when you come out, no, So yeah, that's all I got.
Okay. So, Johnny, what are your thoughts?
No, I'm good. I think y'all all touched on all of it. He just needs to grow up. And I guess Indy's gotta either be patient and teach him or move back home.
Yeah.
Something else, like, because he kept saying, I'm overwhelmed, I'm overwhelmed, I'm overwhelmed. It's like nobody's listening to him either. Like, somebody need to get that man some help.
Yeah, he needs something.
Because he doesn't know how to process anything. He's overwhelmed mentally. It's just coming out as a big mess. Like, it's coming out as confusion when he lets it out.
Yeah, he needs counseling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because if not, I think he's gonna do something on purpose so he can go back to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
It's safe.
Yeah, to get the peace that he feels like he doesn't have right now. Absolutely. I think he might do something like that, which is sad and unfortunate, but I just had that feeling that could end up being his case.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that goes with our society that once the people get out of jail, they should have something in place for them other than just a parole officer.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And the halfway house obviously ain't doing it.
The halfway house you would think would be the start of doing it, in the sense
Don't
of
sound
like
like it
giving them
is.
mental care and mental health, and
Right.
teaching them your responsibility, or allowing them. I think in a halfway house, I would think, I don't know, but it sounds like everything's always so structured that maybe in the halfway house things aren't structured, to see how they can handle not being woken up, or not being told to go, that it's potty time, or not. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what all their breaks are or what they get, but I'm just saying, like, if they came from that, and then they go to the halfway house and they don't have the structure that's provided in jail, to see how people would,
Right.
respond or whatever. But obviously they need more mental help too,
Yeah.
because you can just see the frustration they feel when they come out. And these are only been a few days. Like, it's not even been a month yet. It's
Yeah.
only been like 3-4 days.
Yeah.
Now I wonder if that's what the parole officer is supposed to do. You report to the parole officer and talk to him about your problems that you're having.
No, I
No.
don't think so.
I think
No.
they're just checking in to make sure you're not doing
Yeah.
drugs, which we already see he is, and that you're not. I think, like, when he gets in, when that ticket gets in the system,
Supposed to
I
report that.
think he'll probably get a call from his parole officer saying, like, "What's going on? How'd you get a ticket?
Mhm.
You can't do this, you can't do that." So I don't know. I don't ever want to know. That's not a
Yeah.
project
That's
I'm
no,
gonna
no.
try and figure out.
Yeah.
I can just throw my opinions out there about what it seems like needs to happen, but
Yeah.
it
Gotcha.
doesn't seem like they get a lot of mental help.
That's across the board. All of them this episode.
Mhm.
Yeah. Because, yeah, I mean, we've made some good points, I feel, about them. Alrighty. So next we had Kayla and Martell. All right. So we see Kayla at the beginning of the episode, she meets with Martell's mom. Okay. And so his mom gets emotional talking about his prison sentence, his stay, and, basically what she went through emotionally while he was locked up for the last 13 years. Okay. So Kayla also reveals to us that she's lost both of her parents. As you know, she kind of goes into a little bit of detail about that. And I don't know what she was really expecting with this, but she kind of starts talking to Martell's mom about him being faithful. And then his mom kind of gives her a shady answer, which I was like, I don't really know. Do you think she's going to tell you, oh, yeah, my son ain't ish, he's dusty, he's this, he's that? She's not going to do that. And it's clear, they have, or at least it looks like Martell and his mom have a good relationship. She's not gonna rat out her son. All right. And
She
so,
should have.
what'd you say, Sean?
I said she should have.
No, she's got to stay loyal to her son. So I understand. Um, and like I said, the mom, she gave a shady answer. So we see Kayla. She's picking up Martell. He gets a 2-day visit with her, so she's picking him up from the halfway house. Um, so they go. They finally make it back to their apartment, and she walks him in and is giving him a tour. And so he asks her. He was like, "So when was the last time you cooked?" And she was like, well, last night or whatever. And he was like, well, when was the last time you cleaned that stove? And then, of course, the producers pan over to the stove, and it's not like it was just gross, but
Yeah.
it was clear that it was dirty. She could have cleaned that up. And then they walk, I guess, past the laundry room. So he makes another statement, well, it looks like you could do a load of laundry, right? And so um, he he says basically that his reason for saying that to her is He's trying to set a standard that he's a clean.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
Uh-huh.
sorry. When the last time y'all wash your clothes? Because I don't wash my clothes, but once every 2 weeks.
I wash my clothes when my closet's empty. He has a lot of freaking nerve.
But you know what? But I understood where he was coming from, and then
Oh,
like
okay.
her defense to me was what was crazy. She doesn't have any. It's not like she got some little children or whatever. Why couldn't you have cleaned up that stove once you got done?
Cause
Or
she
at
was
least,
tired
or
and
at
wanted to
least,
go to
or at
bed.
least say this. At least this is the first time he's coming to your home. You could have cleaned up that stove before he got.
It
Okay.
was like a couple crumbs.
I'll go with that one. I'll go with that one.
Yeah, I feel like you
I'll go with that
knew.
one.
It's like you knew he was coming over there, so you should have cleaned up those things. Why didn't
And you know what? You can actually be a very clean person in jail.
Oh no, I know
You know what I'm saying? All the shit he talked about how he been clean. You've been in jail for 15 freaking years. Of course you can be damn
No.
clean. All you got is a
No,
blanket,
no.
a pair of shoes, and a one outfit.
No,
Mhm.
no,
Yeah.
that house should have been clean. It
Nah.
should've been- that stove should have been clean.
No.
Now, I'll give it the laundry. I'll go with the laundry, but that stove should have been clean. She knew that.
I ain't go with neither one of them because it wasn't that bad.
I guess that was my biggest thing. It's like you knew that he was coming. That's like if I know I've got company coming, and especially never been to my home, I'm gonna clean up my home.
Right.
If you forgot, because it's such a little mess, like
was
it
so
was like
little.
5 crumbs in the corner, like.
Yeah, so why couldn't you
was
wipe that up
grateful.
before you let him come in there?
That's all.
Yes, because who would have thought that this man straight out of jail was gonna be like, ugh.
I know, so judgmental.
Yeah,
So
like
disrespectful.
seriously.
But
I done
it's
seen way worse than that, and I ain't never turned my nose up. Like I done
Oh,
seen way
no.
worse than that.
You know what?
That was the first
I've
time.
seen way worse than that. But then at the same token, in the back of my mind, I was thinking like, okay, did you not know I was coming? You know, like why didn't you clean this up?
I don't know, cause I feel like because it looked clean, like now if the whole place was trashed, then it'd have been like,
You still would have
okay.
had nothing to
But-
say. You
No,
like-
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
you have more room to like say something if everything was trash. But if that little crumbs, a load of laundry, like you got your nerves, man. If you that much,
But you know what that was? That was his way of being able to start a fight and leave so he can go see old girl on the phone. That was nothing more than that. But the idea that he had to pick up on that, oh, that brought back memories.
To me, that gave me
That
abusive
brought back some
vibes.
deep,
That gave me
hated
abusive
memories.
vibes.
That could you beat?
They
But
were
at the
gave me
same
abusive
token,
vibes.
this is her seeing his level of cleanliness and how he expects his home.
Yeah,
Again, you can be that
expect.
doggone clean when you got an 8x8 prison cell and a freaking blanket and a pillow and some slippers and one outfit. So yeah, you can be super clean with that for 13 years. Let's see how you really are when you're out and not being told to clean up after your damn self.
To me, it's ways he could do. He could have been like, "Would you just cook? What's that?" I mean, it
And
could
then
have
she
been
cooked
ways of
instant
even saying it.
potatoes.
But the way
That's what that was. The instant
But it's
potatoes
like-
from the box.
Yeah,
Like,
and when she said that, I was like, really, girl? Like, why couldn't you have just wiped that up right then real quick?
She could have, but the
She
thing
didn't.
is that
The
he
point
giving
that
out
he
the
had the
most
nerve to
abusive
say
vibes, and he
anything.
like literally, oh, because she ain't did her laundry, and because she left a couple crumbs. That's your
I'm telling
justification to
you.
just leave. And then when she's saying, "Can you at
No.
least understand where I'm coming from?" Like I was tired.
Well,
I was trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like
Trying to
you
make
know,
sure I
brought
get
nothing
you
to the
on
table, but
time.
your
No.
raggedy butt,
No.
and you gonna have the nerve to tell me that,
Uh-uh.
like, okay, well then fine, I'll clean up, but bring home a check. Oh, you can't? Okay, neither can I.
Exact girl.
But-
Ooh,
No,
Lord
you,
have
Johnny
mercy.
and Reese, y'all going too far now. Y'all going too far, Johnny.
No, I'm saying when you
To be
you
honest,
got something
I gotta,
that's
all
I gotta
she had
address
to
something
do-
that was said. Now, he didn't leave until after she started popping off at the mouth. Well, he's ungrateful. He's doing this and that.
he
this, that.
is.
Yes.
All she had to do was clean up.
That's
Why would you
it.
bring that?
And all he could do is bring home a check, but don't look like he gonna do that either.
Like, why are you bringing a man to your house and your stove is nasty? You got clothes piled up. Like,
Okay. And can he buy me some detergent to wipe off? Can he buy me some detergent for me to wash my
okay, so
clothes?
you got detergent there. So are you not cleaning your clothes because you don't?
Okay, and what if I ain't got money to buy some more? If I use this one last load, I need to build up some more clothes. He gonna replace it? No, then he can shut
Then
up.
that's called budgeting. That's called budgeting.
No,
You have a budget.
it's called shut your mouth when you ain't bringing itch to the table.
Yeah,
Be
you
quiet
ain't
until you
bringing
got something to
nothing
bring to the table. Because if not, what it look like is you're just a controlling person. You walk in my house, you expect to see, but shoot, we ain't talking about the things I expect.
Who wants to walk into your house and see a nasty stove?
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It was a couple crumbs.
Because there's two things.
Look, I don't want
in your house.
Cooked out of that kitchen.
You want to cook out that kitchen because she has some crumbs on it.
There's two things in your house that gotta always
had mashed potatoes all over that stove, all over the counter.
It wasn't even all up. It was one area that had a little bit on it. Oh well, and it wasn't even like it was cooked on and cooked on.
Pouring, or she put up the potato box.
I could see it.
And there's probably a little hole in there somewhere, and it sprayed a little bit while she was putting it back up.
Mm-hmm.
No, she thought she was all day.
Yes,
and to me, it's a simple wipe it
up. That was his way of getting up out that house so he could see old chick.
Yeah,
because he knew that was going to start something.
Because he knew at the other girl's house it was going to be clean.
Oh, whatever.
I bet you he gonna walk in the other chick house and she gonna have some dishes, and then he just gonna commit suicide because she can't stand all these nasty people around him.
No,
and her house gonna be tore up.
Her house gonna be so clean he can eat off the floor.
Well, he might understand.
Except he won't, because when he goes to eat off the floor, he gonna be like, "Is that a piece of lint?"
He doesn't even have kids, and then her mess wasn't created by.
Believe.
I feel like they trolling us right now. They trolling us.
Potatoes all over
They're trolling. They're trolling right now, Johnny. They're trolling right now.
No, because when you have guests come over, for the first time, your house is supposed to be clean.
Man, look, I be like this, like you know good and well. Anybody know I'm not a spotless person. So if you come over there and you want to sit here and be like, oh, you got a dish in your thing, or there's a crumb right there, I'm like, it sure is. If it bothers you, go ahead, grab that tissue and wipe it off. It didn't bother me. And it ain't looking, if you don't walk in and see crumbs everywhere, then what's the problem?
A dirty dish.
But I feel like what y'all saying is dirty is not even dirty. But what y'all are saying is dirty wasn't even that dirty. It wasn't even that bad. Like if y'all would judge somebody's house as being dirty based off of that little bit, then I don't care if it's my first, second, third, 100th time. If I saw that on somebody's stove, I'm not gonna be like, ugh, I can't eat off because I guarantee you.
I'm not gonna address it or say something to that person. I might, if it's a guy bringing me over to his house. Yeah, like you didn't know I was coming. Why didn't you wipe off that stove? Like
to me, that's minute. Like,
and I don't want to be over here smelling your dirty clothes. Throw them in the washing machine.
Oh my God, you saying one load of laundry is that bad? It stink. If the laundry stink that bad,
I think it was
the laundry stinks that bad. Then there's bigger problems than just you having some dirty clothes.
I think it was more than one load.
Then it's got to be a bodily function problem.
I think it was more than one load. And I
mean that person's body probably stank if they clothes stink that bad.
Yeah, I would put it past her. You brought this dude over here, and this is what you're introducing to him as his new home. Oh wow! I mean, she's a few steps away from having roaches.
They trolling.
You know what, Reese?
They trolling. I promise you.
Look, the next time I went over there, I would have brought a can of Raid with me.
That's right, Nene. That's right.
Let me see that corner of your house right there, Sean. Let me see that corner right there. Let me see that corner. Because that mess should be spotless.
I bet it be clean when you come over here for the first time.
Okay, there you go, Sean. There we go.
Your first
oh my
visit.
Gosh.
Huh?
I can't believe it.
You'll be coming
like she said, you've been at a freaking 8x8 sale. You should be happy with this 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment.
Yeah,
but the fact that he came in there and he saw your house looking a mess like this, laundry piled up, the stove covered with filth.
The thing is for it to been so much laundry piled up, why couldn't we see any laundry? She said she had clothes not folded.
And
They
if it
trolling
was
us,
that
Nene.
big of a
They
deal,
trolling us, Nene.
I would have been
They
like,
don't believe
hold
that.
up,
They
let
don't
me
believe
grab
that.
this real quick and take a rag and wipe it up myself.
Exactly. That's what she should
If
have
it's
done.
driving you that crazy, that's what
She
you
should
did.
have cleaned it up. She should be
Yep.
like, you know what? I'm
No,
sorry, I
he
didn't get
should
a
have cleaned
chance.
it up. It
She
bothered him.
should have.
It bothered
No,
nobody
he should
but
have
him.
cleaned it up. I think
He
she
should have
should have
cleaned
said,
it
"I'm
up.
sorry. You know what? I
He should
did."
have asked her, "Where's her
They had
rag?"
to zoom in for us to even see the mess. Because when they panned over it,
No,
you
they
didn't see
didn't.
that.
But
No,
if
they
she had
didn't.
cleaned it up,
I
I wouldn't
saw
have
it.
seen it.
You
I wouldn't have
didn't.
seen the
saw it.
roaches.
You
I wouldn't have
didn't.
seen
Not
it.
till he
I
said
saw it. I
something.
saw all that dirt on that stove. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah,
Ugh,
we
I gotta
always
turn
talk
the
about
time.
how WeTV likes doing everything. For somebody to have washed the dish that she made the potatoes in and clean up all of that, but leave that. How we know WeTV didn't go in and sprinkle that in there before he came into the house?
She
I
didn't
feel like
say.
they did. I feel like they
did
grabbed
that.
the mess
She
out
didn't
the
say
pan.
it like,
seriously.
"Oh, you worried about a little old food on the stove?" Yes, that's nasty. That's how you get roaches.
Dude, it was from last night. Like it wasn't like it's been a week ago. Now had she said if it had been like, when's the last time you cooked? She's like 2 months ago. And it'd be like, I never cooked. You know what I'm saying? Last night, like, oh my bad. I didn't realize that I had a couple crumbs there. I didn't see it. I was
didn't
tired.
see it.
I was tired.
But he was a straight up dick about it.
Yeah, the way he was about
Actually,
it, like
he was actually. He didn't necessarily be mean to her. He was like,
Yeah,
"Hey,
he
when was
did.
the last time you cooked?"
no, and
He
then but
wasn't
then
like, "Look at
like
that nasty stove." Oh, okay, so I see how
you
you
might
live.
as well, because in the little thing he was like, I'm a very clean person,
I'm a
and this
very
ain't
clean
set. Like
person.
basically, to me, I feel like he's one step away from being like, you ain't washing dishes. Bam. That's
No,
what I see
no.
with him. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah, he is. He to me to get to the point where because somebody to be like, I for stuff that was that minor. What happens if she did leave? What if she did like? Let's say she got sick, couldn't finish. She stopped cooking, ran to the bathroom, throw up, didn't come back. She gonna get punched in the face.
Okay,
Because,
now
hey,
that's a different scenario, but she looked healthy. She looked healthy.
Did
Which
she
I'm
though?
shocked by since her kitchen was so
I
nasty.
know.
I'm shocked that
She
she's
looked
healthy with her having a nasty
We
kitchen.
assuming she was healthy. We assuming she ain't
She
got
probably
some.
has
What if this chick got some kind of illness and that fatigue was real?
You know how she
real
got
fatigue.
the illness from her kitchen. She got the illness from her kitchen. And smelling dirty laundry all day. That's how she got it.
Nah,
I cannot.
nah.
I cannot.
I feel like just like I think if
eating
she,
that food. That
yeah,
made me
she should have went ahead and hurry up and wiped it down, because she didn't wipe her counter off, now she gets to get cheated on. How sad.
Yeah,
sad.
and she's being judged.
How sad. She held this man down for 13 years while he sat in jail. Because she didn't fold her clothes and wipe off some crumbs.
She brought it on herself.
She didn't fold her clothes. You know what I'm saying?
I think the bottom line here is that I think the bottom line here is that you're judging him because he don't want to lay up in a nasty house.
No, I'm judging him because he coming off. He giving me abusive vibes. That's what's. I thought old boy was controlling. Today, I was like, oh shoot, this dude is controlling.
He would have been grateful if she had taken a paper towel and just wiped those mashed potatoes off.
No, because he still would have started mess.
Nope, she'd have wiped the potatoes off, and he'd have went
we
out
talking about the same man that said it was better than I thought it was gonna be. This dude is like he's a slime ball anyway.
We're talking about the same man who expected her to not sleep with anybody for 15 years.
Yeah.
But she made the agreement. I would have been like, I'm sorry, bro. Look, I'm going to do me. I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing. And then in 13 years, we can get it popping when you get out. But see, she sets up all these unrealistic.
Because I don't have a white glove house, you're going to cheat on me. Now, if I keep my house white gloves, they're going to keep your penis in your pants.
No, he'll find something else to complain about.
Exactly.
So
he got his flaws too. He got his flaws. She leaves a couple crumbs. He a straight hoe.
Look, she wasn't gonna get any peens because the house was too nasty for him to pull it out in.
I can't.
The bed was barely made up. The carpet looked like it hadn't been vacuumed since she moved in.
I can't. She's trolling right now. She's trolling.
I can't stand you, Nene. I can't stand
She's
you.
trolling. She's trolling. But it's cool. It's cool.
I blame him for one thing.
All right.
For
We'll
one
be
thing.
look, Johnny. We'll be team. Couple crumbs on the counter. They
I
can be
know,
team
right?
cheater.
Couple
Whatever.
crumbs.
If
She
you want
had
to
a
defend
hoarding
a cheater,
situation
yeah, I'm
going
gonna
on.
defend somebody with a couple crumbs any day
She
over a
had
cheater.
a hoarding
Even
situation
Leo
going
tired
on.
of the
I
foolishness.
don't blame it. I don't blame it. That was a hoarding situation. But I blame him. I do blame him for something. I blame him for one thing. When he got in that car and he saw how nasty those windows were, he should have known what was going
He
on.
should have
He
known
got
then.
out of the car.
He
Yeah.
should have known then.
Because he
Yeah.
knew.
That man ain't offered not
now.
damn gas money. He ain't offered them nothing.
He don't put
So
no
to
gas
me,
in
You know what?
until you
said-
bring something to
you
the
know what he
table, you
could've
really
said,
ain't got nothing to
Reese?
say about nothing I got going on.
This is what he could have said. He should have said, I know it took you a long time to come and get me and come here. I'm going to get us a maid service and have the maid go clean up.
But except he would have to say, now, will you pay for it, baby?
Yeah.
Because he can't even bring nothing to the table but some raggedy peens that she had to go get practice to deal with because obviously he ain't good enough to teach her nothing. She had to go learn from somebody
let me
else.
ask you a question. So did you really expect him to give her gas money to drive him to a hoarding house? Do you pay people to drive you to a nasty scene like that?
I didn't see nothing wrong with her house. She had a couple crumbs.
You just want to be on Team Caleb. That's what it is.
No, I'm being on Team Caleb
man.
because, like, first of all, the chick been through some stuff. The stuff he been through, he put himself through because he went to
put
jail.
himself in that position.
She, like, this chick, like, then had like heartache after heartache with her parents. Then she dealing with a man who she can't even trust. Who, when she asked the mama, "Hey, do you think he gonna be faithful?" The mama like.
But Reese, I got one thing to say. Okay, so she had 13 years, right? 13 years he was locked up. She couldn't have cleaned up her stove or washed the clothes for 13 years. Like you had time to get prepared.
She washed the clothes. She said that he said she had unfolded clothes. He didn't say she had dirty clothes. He said unfolded.
They might as well have been dirty if she couldn't have been bothered to fold them up, right?
Oh, please, man. I got plenty of unfolded clothes. So if that make you dirty, then I am absolutely dirty. I'm absolutely dirty because you best believe I got too many unfolded clothes. That means that I should have roaches the size of me around here. Then if that makes you dirty.
Hey.
Unfolded clothes. Now you can bash me for my dirty clothes. You can bash me for my junk. You can bash me for whatever. But if unfolded clothes makes you dirty, man, miss me. Like clothes, all he had to do is close that laundry room, and he had to deal with it right then. Maybe she'll fold them tomorrow.
She's always trying to close the door on something. She needs to
just good. Let her close the door. Like you just got out of jail. Like I don't even know enough about your habits.
See,
to be talking about
fold your clothes. Fold your clothes.
There you go, Sean.
Now the thing is, that's that one piece of like he probably has that sitting on top of a pile of dirty clothes to make it look like all the clothes underneath the folded.
No.
She can't even go and make him a sandwich. If he wanted a sandwich, what she gonna do? The countertops was just nasty.
The stove.
Yo, we need to stop. Stop the
freaking and make him a sandwich. Yeah, when he buy the groceries.
He won't open that refrigerator because all the tops on the mayonnaise things probably was open.
Yep.
They got the mayonnaise and the mustard crust all over and all that stuff.
She got jelly all in the peanut butter jar. It's just nasty over there.
Oh my goodness, disgusting. Oh.
Can y'all imagine what he'll say if he came
in the refrigerator? It's just nasty.
Like I couldn't even like he's the type of person though that I wouldn't even want in my house. Like after finding that out, we probably had to break up anyways because I'd be like, I can't deal with somebody that's but he's a neat freak and I can't deal with that unless you want to be the neat freak to do the cleaning. I can't do it because I'm not a neat freak. So my cluttery habits or my clutter or my junk, whatever it is that I want to have, or if I feel like I want to drink out of a cup and throw it in the sink and clean it tomorrow.
He was bringing a man over. She
didn't know he was like that though. Obviously, if she knew he was that psycho controlling, like, oh, you cannot have a crumb and your clothes have to be folded. She probably would have done it. But those are things that average people don't look at.
So average people just have nasty stoves like that with
Her
grease and
stuff,
grease
it was
all down
one
the
spot.
front?
Like, what do you, like, literally, I'd have to
But
go
what
back and
about the
look at this
grease
because,
that
like,
was
I
running
promise you,
down the
it was
front?
It
one.
was not
Are we
like
just
It
that.
wasn't
running
that
It was
for
bad.
that?
basically the crumbs from the instant potatoes.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
It was running down the
Crumbs
front
that
of the
didn't make it in
stove.
the pan.
Mm-hmm.
Moving
This is
on.
okay. So
But
I'm trying to understand this part too. Okay. So she's sitting there, oh, I'm gonna go pick him up, can't wait to have sex with him. But then your bed wasn't even made. How do you
The bed
invite a
was
man to
made.
your
The
house?
bed was
And
made.
bed
no,
was
that
made.
bed looked a mess. She could have straightened it out. Mhm.
So
That
you
bed was.
saying it's got to be like extra perfect?
If you know
Like,
you trying to entice him for some sex, who want to lay down in that bed looking like
because
that?
what man is like, oh, your bed, them sheets was not perfect. Because
I'm
if I
not
make that
laying
bed
down in
perfect,
an
we ain't
unmade
even gonna
bed.
lay down
If
on
you
it.
know I'm coming over, make that bed up.
that's
I
right.
can
I want
overlook.
90
I can
degree
overlook a
sun.
nasty stove. I can
I ain't
overlook
making
the
up
roast.
shit. It's gonna be messed up when we get in it, and it's gonna be messed up when we finish.
So
I
look,
want 90
if
degrees
you want to
tones.
dive into this
Basically.
coochie,
I
you
want
can
to take
Oh
a
have that
my
bed
quarter.
gosh,
up.
I can't believe I'm hearing this foolishness.
I
They
want to
probably
take
the
a
type that
quarter.
probably
Needs to
beat
be
their
I want
men
to be
and
able to throw
women
the quarter
for
in the
like,
bed and
oh,
that bed bounce.
see what I'm
That quarter
saying?
bounce.
Yeah. He
Who's
probably
the
beat
next
his woman
couple?
for not like. He'd be like, you didn't tuck the
I don't
curve.
know why he's a wife beater because she doesn't keep her house clean.
It's not about keeping it clean. Y'all talking spotless, and
Now, see
typically
what
them
I
people.
feel like it's a double standard going on here. Because if we had went to his house and his house was that nasty, y'all be talking trash. Because I'm
I
gonna
No,
say
tell you
he's a
right
dude,
now,
dog.
if
He's a
you
I
were
dog.
wouldn't.
nasty,
I've seen worse.
If she'd have
I've
gone to his
seen
house and it
worse.
was like that, she wouldn't have said nothing.
I've seen
she
worse.
would have said something. I wouldn't have stayed if I
What?
showed up like that. And then
And he
walk
had
in the
some
bedroom,
crumbs.
and the bed's not made. I'm like, look,
He
you're
was
not diving
laying
into
on
this
the
up
bed.
here.
The bed was made.
The bed
No,
was
it was
made
all wrinkled. It looked like she attempted to make
because she didn't take an iron
Could it be
and make sure
wrinkled
that
because
exactly.
he
her
was
sheets was
laying on
perfectly
it?
straight.
She needs to create an ambiance. I'm not going to lay up in your trap house like that. Like, what's wrong? Like, no.
I can't. Okay.
I
You
can't
might as
even.
well have gotten a hotel room. She should have got a hotel room.
She know that. Yeah, I can't.
Oh,
Let me
Johnny,
know
you
when
were.
y'all talk about the next person. I'm done.
Yeah, because I
Oh,
feel like
look,
this is
I
a bunch
didn't
of
even make it
trolling.
through my summary. I didn't even make it through my summary before y'all
Ain't
started.
Ain't nothing else to talk about. Like we know that her parents died, that he crazy, she crazy. Apparently she dirty. Apparently he's a cheater. We got it all figured out.
Okay. All right, so we can move on to Taylor and Chance then. I feel like talking about something real clean. Bobby, so they show Bobby and Chance are sitting at the table eating pizza. And so, Chance is saying that Bobby has been distant. She stays in her room. I don't know why that bothers him so much. Why do you want her out there in your face?
It's only been a couple of days, ain't it? Like let that girl
Yeah,
stay in the room she wants to.
yeah. And so, Chance, he gets aggravated because Bobby won't eat as much pizza as he wants her to eat. And she's like, it's late at night. I can understand that. Late at night, you don't want to eat a lot of food, put a bunch of food on your belly before you go to sleep. So then he's being sarcastic. Well, I guess I better go take my nasty butt to the tub. Yeah, go take your nasty butt in the tub and wash off that attitude. And so he something that I didn't like is that he was being his tone was a bit aggressive towards Bobby in front of the girls. And I'm like, control yourself. There's children here, you know. And so then they show us Taylor and Chance. So they are like in the bed, and I don't know why he has his phone list in the bed with them, but he has pages of phone numbers. And he says that it's only probably about 15 women whose phone numbers is listed on the page that he talked to in a romantic way. And makes a statement that kind of bothered me. Because of course she's questioning him about phone numbers and stuff, and he was basically like, if she has a problem with it, then she can get out of the room. Like, what? Chance, this is her house, her and her sister's home. You just got here. You don't even have a job, so we know you ain't put in on any rent. How you gonna tell anybody to get out of a room? I'm worried. I'm worried for her. This dude is cray cray. All right, and so oh, he also mentions that she still has pictures of her late fiance up and around the house. And he says that she says it's for the girls, but he feels like it's for her. Just from experience, it's best leave your discussion or your opinions about whatever she's got going on with those about her ex who is no longer here, and those are her children's father. You need to just shut your mouth. If she got the pictures up, she got this man's kids. What is the issue for you? So and pretty much that's it. He says that he wants, I guess, basically pictures of him up. Where does he fit in? I think it's just keep on being with her, and you'll make your own way, but you can't force yourself into this situation. So, what did you guys think of Taylor and Chance?
So, I feel like all of them have been like a bit aggressive and a bit much, and they've only been out like a couple days. So it's weird to me, which goes back to they all need some help. But as far as how he was talking, she was being weird, like something was wrong. And it's like I feel like he was trying to be like, oh, we ordered pizza. Here, try my pizza. And it's like, no, I don't want your pizza. I got my. But she was being kind of weird, like not her normal bubbly self. So I understand why he got a little frustrated. Like, okay, it's my first time having, some supreme pizza. You acting like my pizza nasty. Like, what's the deal? You ain't even eating yours. Like, I understood that conversation, but it seemed like she had attitude, kind of. However,
but we also got to remember.
No, but I get it. It's because of maybe the previous thing.
Yeah,
had they talked about it versus her just acting like it was okay. Like maybe she should have sat him down. Like as soon as he calmed down, because obviously he had calmed down since, at some point, because they were back happy having pizza, or at least he was. So once I saw him back happy, I would have been like, hey, earlier bothered me when you being real mean, and maybe he would have realized it then. But for somebody who don't see what he's doing because he's still in that jail mentality, you ignore it, then you give him attitude. Like he said, he became suspicious, like, because he like, okay, so you against me now? She got to understand, like, he fresh out of jail too. Like, he ain't been out that long. So maybe for him, he doesn't understand how to read those type of emotions because he ain't what he used to. You know what I'm saying? So she have to learn to talk to him as well. As far as him getting kind of moody in front of the kids, like, I think he could have controlled that some. Because like you could have had that conversation without it getting too aggressive again. But then again, like, I feel like he still don't get it either. Like, he's like Harry, like, when you got something in your head and you want to say it, you just so used to just saying it because this is what you do in jail. But you got to remember there's other people around. There's, you know what I'm saying? You're not around a bunch of dudes no more who you got to talk to like that because you don't want nobody trying to, you know what I'm saying, wait for you to drop the soap and stuff, or somebody trying to punk you, or somebody trying to bite you, cut you, whatever it is they do in jail. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be this thug no more. You're around a house full of women now. In both cases. So it's like you don't have to be this hardcore dude right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like he was being a bit aggressive in front of them kids because even the kids were like, chill out, dude. She just want to eat. Of course they're gonna be at their mom defense. I thought that was funny. Although they probably should stay out of grown folks conversations too. But right. I thought it was funny because they were like, chill out, like, you don't talk about mom like that. I kind of like how they came to her defense. But as far as the pictures, I'm still confused because in the picture it was a drawing and it had all three kids, but I thought he was only the oldest two. And if he died before she had the youngest one, how's there a picture of the three of them? Like, maybe somebody made that and put the little girl in it.
Yeah, but when I saw that, I was thinking maybe the little one was like a brick baby or something, maybe. Because, like, from that first episode, she almost made it seem like his death was, like, she's been grieving his death. And I was confused because I'm like, but wait a minute. You had another baby that's not too much younger than the other two. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm confused. So maybe she had a break baby, maybe. That's the thought I had this episode. But I don't know.
And I do feel like he had a point. So the pictures, are they up for her or up for the kids? Because if the kids don't have a picture of the dad in their room, period, that's weird to me. But yeah, you got them on your Facebook where they can't see them, on your phone where they can't see them. The ones in the house, maybe that's just going to take some time to either eventually move those pictures to the kids' room or maybe take them down and put them somewhere safe. But I don't think you should come in. He should come in day one saying, "Take the pictures down and put my picture up," because that's kind of creepy. But at the same time, they have been dating for a year. I don't know if y'all see my picture looking like that. Sorry if it is, but I don't know if they seen it. You know, if he's they've been dating that long, I probably would feel some kind of way too. Where it's like, okay, who are these pictures really for? And I can give you some time, but I mean, I'm not gonna want to sit up in a house where this man's pictures is everywhere, and I'm supposed to be living here with you. Like, I feel like take him down and put him in a safe place, or move him to the kids' room because that's their dad at this point. Like, yes, he was your first love, and I ain't gonna say I would say, oh, you got to shred the pictures, get rid of the pictures, this and that. But if it's for the kids, then let the kids enjoy the pictures too. And then, of course, yeah, the kids when they ask the questions, they'll know, like, hey, you know, my dad died and they were together when he died.
Yeah,
Nothing's
but
saying
they
that
also
they
need
were
to be
together.
careful because you also don't want the kids feeling like, okay, so my mom took the pictures down because she has a new man. So now my dad's pictures have to go away.
I
I
understand
think the
that.
pictures should have came down if they were going to come down like that. They should have happened before Chance came because otherwise, then the kids are going to be resentful, thinking that oh, my mom only did this because this man is here now.
Well, I mean, for her to move on, period, those pictures need to come down. So, like, in my opinion, if you're gonna move on with your life, like, put the pictures in a safe place, or let the kids have the pictures since it's their dad. But you know, and then if you feel the need to keep, like, it's a picture of you and him, and you need to put it in a safe place because, hey, regardless, I'm always gonna love this man, but you're who I'm with, and this is my focus. Then I don't think the picture should be blasted all on the walls. Um, where everywhere you walk, turn, there's pictures of him, but yet the kids don't have it in their room or nothing. Like, because you know what I mean. If it's for the kids, then it should be some in their room too. Then to me, that's more justifiable. But I understood where he was coming from to an extent. Now to say take it down day one of me being there, now that I'm coming out, and now that he's in the house, it's probably gonna take some time, like you say, because it can't just be happening. It can't happen overnight because they don't want the kids to feel funny. But I think she's wrong to still have them like they are, like, you know what I'm saying? Because if you're not done mourning, then maybe don't move on yet, or respect the fact that it's gonna bother somebody,
Hmm.
or understand the fact that it's gonna bother another person who's trying to be in your life, especially if they've been there a year, regardless if they were in jail or face to face. They still been in her. They've been dating for a year.
Right. Any other thoughts on Taylor and Chance?
Yeah, first I didn't, but I agree with Reese is saying about the whole picture thing. Um, yeah, but I think yeah, they need to. She needs to just slowly take them down and just put them in the room. Is that
Hi, Krishmo.
yeah? Just take them down slowly, put them in the room, and yeah, leave it for the kids. That way the kids can enjoy the pictures. Uh,
Yeah.
the pizza scene where he was all that fussing and cussing in front of kids, I just not a believer of that. He needs to control this himself because I said it.
Yeah.
He said on the side talking about I can say whatever I want to say in front of whoever I want to say it in front of, and I don't care who.
Yeah. And it's like that's not okay.
Right,
Those are not your children.
right,
Even if they were his children, I wouldn't say that that was acceptable behavior. But you
mhm,
can't. There's no. You can't say whatever you want to in front of children.
correct.
Just can't.
They,
And
they
they
will
little
repeat.
pick that up.
We'll repeat it. And
Sure,
um,
I can drop the link if you want to talk about the show. But when I drop the link, I need to see your face because I need to make sure you are a real person. Okay?
so then from there, who was it? Because yeah, and then with the sister, how why they messing with Bobby? You know, she's
Right.
in her girl. Leave her alone.
Yeah, let her stay in her room if she want to. It's
Yeah.
Because
been 3 days.
you know, that way she's giving y'all space. Y'all do y'all thing. You know, you don't want her there in the first place. So now she's not there. Now you want her there. So to me, that just goes to his controlling attitude and his controlling ways, and he needs to uh, give it up. Because, but kind of to me at first when I saw him talk about the picture, I took it as he was trying to be another controlling thing that he was trying to do, control what's going on in his house because he had the mindset that that's his house too, because
Right.
she allowed him to think that. Now, and he's gonna run with that. This is my house, and I should be able to make every decision that I want in my house. So
Right.
I hope she don't ever add him to the lease, or not to the lease. If she own the house, or if she's that she don't add him to it. If they paying for it, that she don't add him to it because he's gonna take that house. He's gonna act like he had this house his whole life.
Yeah.
So she needs to be careful with him, and hopefully she see that this is how he is. But he do need to adjust to her, and she got to kind of adjust to his ways. But he do
Hmm.
need to adjust to her as well, because like y'all said, that prison life, do what you want, say what you want, how you gonna do, and disrespect people because you don't want to come off soft. But he has to tone all that stuff down,
Yeah.
and because of the sake of the kids and the girl, the mom, the girlfriend. And two, I did thought that was I was kind of worried because when the kids came to the defense of their mom, I was like, I hope he don't disrespect those children, you know, or push them kids away, in any way to where he lose the children. But the second child, when she was over there by her mom, I think she probably don't like I'm thinking she's not gonna like Chance and she's gonna hold that against him, because the way you talk to my mom. And if they stay in a long relationship and he continue to do that, those kids gonna be like, hey mom, this is not cool. Because she's seeing how he is, and how he's disrespecting them, setting a bad example for them when they get up older. Now I thought that the father, the dad, the guy in the picture, I thought he was just the father of the oldest kid or the second kid, because kid both of them too.
The oldest two.
Yeah,
Yeah. The
because I
oldest had the same father, and then the baby is the one who has a
but,
different father.
but didn't she say that one of their kids? So I guess it's the baby kid that the father comes and picks her up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, it's his baby. Okay. Oh, all right. Oh, so now I got it. That's the reason why the second one was upset last time because you have a daddy, and this is my chance as a daddy.
Right.
Right.
All right, I'm with y'all. Yeah.
Okay. So Johnny.
Y'all pretty much touched on it. Only thing I have to say is when you sit there and you tell people that you love the situations going on and they can hear things, I mean, they're always going to be protective of you. So when she told the sister his plans, she should have expected the rift between them. She's told him about things about her sister. She's told her sister things about him. So
Mhm.
that's what happens when you do that. She really needs to, if she really wants them to get along, she really needs to just say, look, I told you both some things. I think we just kind of got off on the wrong foot. Can we please just kind of sit down and work out the issues you have with one another? And that would probably open the door up um, to maybe them being a little bit more cordial to one another. But outside of that, I don't have much to say about them.
Okay, well, that was this week's episode of Love After Lockup. Was there any other points or any other couples or anything that anybody wanted to say anything about?
Is that it? I thought we still had another couple. That's all of
I
them?
I hit all of them, right? Now let me know if I
Guess
missed
so.
somebody.
Yeah, I guess that was all of them.
I don't think they showed the drunk.
Yeah, they didn't show her this week, which I actually wanted to see.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The drunk is the mom, not the person in the relationship. He said they ain't show the drunk.
That's right. Because the mom's not the one that's drunk. It's the other lady. Yeah,
She
because
didn't even drink.
as many times she drunk more times on TV than the mom did. The
That's
time I
true.
saw her, she had a drink.
You had a glass of wine and she wouldn't toe up.
Nope. Well, we
There
don't
you
know.
go with that trolling. You want to
Wait a
just
minute,
troll.
wait a minute. I'm
And she
confused
know that
on who
picture.
Sean is talking about.
Huh?
Are you talking about Antoine's mom or
Yeah.
Antoine's girlfriend?
Antoine's girlfriend.
She's a drunk too, I believe. I believe both of them are.
Yeah, so
I think
And
one's a
especially,
social drinker.
it seems like there's kind of an age gap in them two. So, what was their friendship based off of? Drinking.
Well, she said that girl just took the drinking to the next level though.
Yeah, they both were getting drunk and going to clubs together. That's what I believe.
Yeah, but then the other one just started getting too drunk on 9 club days.
on 9 club days, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when you the only one drunk versus the whole group is drunk.
Well, all right then. Well, I guess we'll wrap up this week's show. Right here. I want to thank everybody for watching. Make sure you hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Alrighty, friends. Now, everybody, make sure you clean your stoves this evening, and we will
Yeah,
see.
I'm gonna go do that right now.
And photos closed.
All the
Ooh,
clothes.
Negative.
I know, right?
All right. So until next time, friends. Bye, y'all.
Bye.